So you're going through to catch up through Tezvav tonight.
It says, look. Okay,
I was going to
apologize.
ask you last night, but you hung up. You disconnected this year also very fast.
Because I was talking to myself. Okay, so I'm sorry. Last night I stopped 2 seasons too early. So we're on Simonai and Zion. It should be test, but it will be Zion. Zion. So a kois tzarich a shalom v'naki. The kois needs to be complete and clean. Whatever dinam you add with the kois b'chos can't be any cracks, can't be any leaks. You also have the same thing in the kois shel kiddush. Basically, it's that the cup can't be broken. It can't have any cracks. You have to wash it inside and out. You're supposed to fill it all the way to the top. Right, and this applies Bain B'Yayim, Bain B'Layla, Bain B'Feishal Abdullah, Samuel Abdullah, V'Tov L'Kadosh B'Layla, Kois Gadol. And listen to this Umrah right here. I bet you nobody keeps this one. V'Tov L'Kadosh B'Layla, Kois Gadol. It's best to make a kiddush at night on such a large kois, Sheyishar Mimenu L'Kiddush Hayom L'Avdullah, so that you leave enough wine in that kois that you can make kiddush during the day and kiddush at night. Right? I mean, yeah, that's a large kois. Right?
Is shiurim like you should have?
That depends. What's the share of kiddush?
Good. Let's say you go with the smallest share. So you're talking about a
6
10 ounce
ounces?
kois. No,
Why?
3. You need for
3
Friday
ounces.
night, Shabbos day, and Havdalah.
You need all 3. So,
yeah.
9 ounce kois.
Yeah. And then so Mishabura says already this is not the minute to do this.
It's a big deal.
Parrots, you do this anyways, but it sounds like you should have the wine.
Over, or the kois has to be that big.
What?
The kois has to be that big, or you have enough.
No, to me it sounds like the wine should stay in there for Shabbos day and for. I'm not sure though.
Old wine. Shabbos day and Havdalah. How's that not after Shabbos?
You'd also have to fix it. No, you'd have to fix it, make it not pugum, pour in extra wine, pour it out, pour it in. But I saw in the Piskei Teshuvos today, he brings that some people to be Makayim this, what they do is from the Kiddush cup Friday night, they'll pour some back into the bottle. And like this, it's a representation of the original cup. Anyways, Mishabura says you don't have to keep this.
How's that not a for Havdalah?
No, because you don't know if you might finish it.
Yeah, I'm saying if the point is to prepare for Havdalah, you're allowed to do that on a Friday night.
I hear. No, but it's not a meister that's so obvious that you're doing it for Havdalah.
Yeah, I have your grandfather's kois, and it's
11 ounces. Really?
Almost a can of beer for Havdalah.
I know. Wow. Okay, the challah should be covered, but even if you're making kiddush on the challah, meaning he's saying to exclude the reason that the challahs are jealous of the wine, right? You kiddush, it should still be covered. Zeichel lemon, as a zeichel to mon, so the mon was covered on the bottom and on the top with dew. So also, meaning the question is, do you keep the challah covered when you make a bracha? From my polling people, most people I think keep the challah covered when they make the hamotzis. I personally don't, but I think most people do.
Aren't you supposed to, because the mun was covered top to bottom or something?
Yeah, that's what you just said.
Right.
Yeah. But
I
don't know, but for the bracha, I don't, but I don't know why. I'm not sure why. It sounds like that's the correct thing to do. Yes, the one who makes kiddush should drink from the kois a maloi lugnav, which is a cheekful, without a hefsek. And you have up to a minute or two. It's a mitzvah, not a chiyuv, right? That everybody should just taste. Sometimes you have somebody who doesn't like wine, and that's that. So don't drink, right? Let's say somebody doesn't want to drink wine because of a gather, right? You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it that the other people will drink. So what should you do? You should make it on bread. Right on challah. Right? Yayin shall kiddush. If you should mitzvah suda, wine of kiddush, since it's considered part of suda, ain't it on bracha lachra? You don't make a bracha achrayna. The bracha Muslim petar the bracha Muslim patris it. Ach, yesh person that's you deina petar. There are persons that say bracha Muslim does not become potter. Al kain im efsher if it's possible yesh lo lahadash la'achar bracha Muslim yivarach al kos yain. Some people, what they do is after Birchas Hamazon, they go try and drink more wine, but Yishter Revius and drink a Revius, V'Yavarech, Bachafani, make a Bachafani, lift up down as a Kois Shel Kiddush, the part of the Kois Shel Kiddush. That's obviously talking about somebody who doesn't say Birchas Hamazon ala Kois. Yud Aleph Al Yain Shem Seichel Suda Ein Etzorach Levarach. If you're drinking wine in the middle of the Suda, you don't have to make a bracha. Shenif the Birchas Bayra Pri Agof and Shebek Kiddush. That's okay. That we know. Yud Kiddush ala Kois Savar Shu Yayin Va'achar Kach Nimtza Shu Mayim. Let's say somebody thought it was wine, and then he found that it was water. Or Sharmash was a different liquid. Yasu Kiddush ala Yayin. If you go make Kiddush ala Yayin. The moment in front of Yayin ala Shulchan, where you died to wish Yayin Gam B'Sefer Suda. Let's say he had wine on the table, and he also was planning on drinking wine in the middle of the meal. Ain't it sort of a Kaddish? He does not have to say Kiddush. Have a Kiddush ala Yayin because if you make Kiddush ala Yayin, you lay Yayin in front of ala Shulchan. Well, if he didn't have wine on the table, but he had wine in his house, but he died to lishtet for Suda, and he had in mind to drink. I mean, you didn't have the wine on the table, but you had it somewhere in the Suda, right? And so, I mean, it's somewhere in the house, and it's sort of a gofen. You don't have to make a gofen. Ella sheki the meaning, meaning if you're gonna do what's it called? Yeah, so what is he saying? That's I'm talking about if he's already had, right? You just mean it just makes kiddush, don't make bracha on the yain. This is the Purim Suda. Right? This is the Purim thing. If you're gonna make kiddush, I mean your Purim Suda, and then you don't make a butter gofen. Let's say it has beer or med, right? Meaning you're making which you already said you shouldn't really do, but if you have it, you still don't have to make kiddush again. If there's anything, make a bracha shakol. And like the Yekis who make Nefilas Yadayim before and before the bread, Gam Kain ain't sort of glass of the Kaddish. You don't have to make Kiddush. Might see Bobby people Kiddush Alapas. You make a mitzvah if you make Kiddush Alapas. You'd get Gambia, the Yom the Suda shot with sort of Kaddish Alakoy. During the day, you also need to make Kiddush Alakoy. The Highness of Abarach Alabar Priyagofen, Zehu Kiddush. That's Kiddush. But Gam Nashon Payas and Kiddush there, women are Chayiv in this Kiddush. Gam Kaidon Kiddush there, also Litam Kluma Filu Mayim. You know, let it taste anything, even water. Kiddush Shalayla, just like Kiddush Shalayla. Now there's a big tumult there. Exactly at what point does a woman become chayiv in Kiddush? Right? Because you have these women that come, they know the men are home from showing this, then they just drinking and eating. It's really what's stopping. Right? So once the men come home from shul, at least the husband, then the woman can't eat anymore. Single girl, it's maybe a different more of a problem. It should also be on yain. If you really like schnapps, you make Kiddush and a Gavkin Yotze, you're going to be Yotze with that. So she had person not sick revius. You have to make sure the place is a revius parrots exactly what you do it, not the schnapps glass. If you have sick and you drink a teaspoon without a have sick. If you Kiddush al yain, if you make Kiddush al yain, but right to lishlet gam yain sorof a koffer, ayin la'el. Right.
So what
that's
do
what he says before that's a big shiloh.
How do Chassidim do it?
Chassidim are saimich that you'd have to make a bar in the fashos on it, even if it's a small schnapps glass, because that's the normal amount to drink. Then they want to say because if that's the case, then you can make kiddush on it. But the whole tzushtel is it's not pashut at all. It's not pashut at all. But at the Kitzur says, and he was a shtickler, he was Hungarian. Okay. You need to have Kiddush Makom Suda. You have a Karosel Shabbos on it. You go for a Vizeno Zav, the Makom Sha'at, the Torah, the Shabbos, Klem, Kriyas, the Kiddush. Something Einig, you have to have Einig, which means you have to eat something. And Kiddush is by itself, Eichel by itself. After you make Kiddush in one house, and even in another house, if you look at B'Shas Kiddush, so you would die thing. Even if your das was to do that B'Shas Kiddush, any Yotzi, the Kiddush, you are not Yotze Kiddush. The Gam Tzaref Lechel Miyad, La'achar Kiddush, you also have to eat immediately after the Kiddush when you shouldn't sit around. If you don't eat immediately after Kiddush, you're not Yotze. But Yom and when you write to left on the Yad Suda Kavua, and during the day, if you don't want to eat immediately a Suda Kavua, meaning you want to make Kiddush like many people do, you have a little bit of Mazinus, then you have to drink a Revius, because that would be because if you want to make a bracha al mikvah, meaning it's complicated to make Kiddush Makom Suda. You got to make sure you have enough, but also you got to make sure you don't eat too much. You could even make Kiddush before Musaf if you're weak. Let's say a Mayel makes Kiddush. Because you say butter priya gafim. You drink from the kois kamal lugma v'od revius and a revius more like this. It'll be Kiddush Makom Suda. Tesvav. What the litam after tefillah shabbos paidem tefillas musaf. You're allowed to taste after shabbos before tefillas musaf. It's ima hainu pash keveya. Tasting means like a pass of egg below yos or not more. Repairs of pilo harbe because they listed as a lane and fruits, even if it's so much that you're going to satisfy your heart. As long as you make Kiddush first and you drink the Malaluma, and an Arias Yain. But if it's not something does have a Kiddush Makom Suda, the base of third, that is considered Kiddush Makom Suda. Or Yishta Revius Yain, or drink a Revius Yain, V'yoifel Kizayas, and eat a Kizayas, and Famatius, and eat a dogon from the 5 grains. So basically, if you're going to make Kiddush Makom Suda, make sure you know the halachas properly, so that you know exactly how to be Yotze the Kiddush, because otherwise you're not allowed to eat. Contrary to what many people think. Many people think that Kiddush Makom Suda, okay, but you're still allowed to eat even if you didn't have Kiddush Makom Suda. The answer is no, you cannot. You have to. You're not Yotze Kiddush unless you have it in Makom Suda. Okay, we'll stop there. Welcome back to everybody, and everybody should have a fine night.
Good, thank you.
Bye.